Hey guys, Josh here on location next to my smoky no fire right here. Just want to do a quick video, give you my thoughts on Olight's latest mini headlamp, the Perun 3 Mini. There is something about this that I don't like, but there are a few things that I do like. Now this obviously being the Perun 3 Mini is the third iteration of the mini headlamp that Olight have produced. And I can tell you one thing, it's taken them 3 goes to finally get the headband right. This headband is really good. It's like a lightweight mesh, it's got reflective strips on it, it's easily adjustable, it's got a silicone strip on the inside for grip. Got the laser beam birds around again. But yeah, some of you might remember the very first Perun Mini headlamp strap. It was atrocious, it was horrible. Another cool thing about the new head strap design is the little button on the bottom here that you press to release it. So then you know you've got your handheld torch that you can clip to your pocket or your shirt or your hatband or whatever you want to do with it. It's got the magnetic base on it as well if you want to stick it somewhere, a metal object or whatever, if you want to do that, if you're working on your car or whatever. So it actually locks onto the headband with this little clip. It can be a little bit tricky to get it back on, but once you get used to it, it's not too hard at all. So yeah, I think they actually won some kind of design award for this new mechanism. It is really freaking cool. Like the old one, this is the Perun 2 Mini headband strap. It actually had this silicone clasp over it that you had to undo. It's actually really good as well. I like that one, but the new one is, I don't know, it's just super cool. Probably easier to put it back on here than that one is when it's on your head. So yeah, that's the strap, they got that right. Now of course, as usual, you get 5 different brightness modes with the white light. So all the way from, I think it's 2 lumens, the moonlight mode, all the way up to, I think it's 1250 lumens now. Yeah, that's the turbo mode, 1250 lumens. But yeah, you got a bunch of different modes in between those two. And if you double tap when the torch is actually off, you get a red mode. So you've got red LEDs in here as well. Double tap, you got a low red light mode, a high red light mode, and also SOS if you get up the poo. Now of course that red light mode is handy for preserving your night vision, and also I think it like attracts less bugs if you're trying to cook at night time. It's good to use that red light mode, less bugs in your food. This one is actually the cool white variant, but you can also get a natural white light one, which is a high CRI or HCRI version, which is, you know, supposedly gives you a more realistic look rather than a cool white light. It's not quite as bright. Another couple of quick things to mention, obviously being that it's mounted there with the pocket clip, you can easily rotate the angle of the light, so if you need it pointed down further, super easy to rotate that. You've got the magnetic tail cap, as I mentioned earlier, that's also where you stick on the charger, so it's all waterproof. There's no USB-C ports or anything like that. It's just a magnetic charger that clips on there to recharge the battery inside. The battery is replaceable as well. Now another thing that they've done with this one, and they're doing the same thing with a lot of their torches now, is instead of using a silicone rubber button for on and off, they've used stainless steel. So the actual body of the torch is aluminium. The button is stainless steel, so it's a lot more durable. And there is a little, I don't know if you can be able to see it, but there's a little light on the top on the button there that will show you green if it's fully charged, and then it changes colors as the battery depletes. It's IPX8 waterproof and drop proof to 1.5 meters, so tough little cookie, and yeah, waterproof to boot. Yeah, one thing I'm not a huge fan of is the actual lens. Now going back to the original Perun 1 Mini, this is the only one that came out with a diffused lens. Now if you don't know what that means, basically it's got a sort of a pattern on the lens there that spreads the light out rather than just having a spot beam focused spot that's spread out like a floodlight sort of thing. And that's super handy obviously when you're using a head torch. You know, you don't want a focused beam, you want to be able to see your whole cooking area or whatever you want to do, whatever you're doing. In my opinion, that's just sort of makes more sense to me, having it like that. And I love this little Perun 1 Mini for that exact reason. It's got that nice flood beam, so you can kind of see everything that's going on around you. Starting with the Perun 2 Mini and this Perun 3, they don't have that anymore. It's just got a sort of more of a spot beam. Now it's not a tiny spot, but it is sort of more focused obviously than a diffused lens. And I kind of feel like they're doing that because then they can advertise that it's got a longer throw, you know, it's all about the numbers. It's got more lumens, it's got a 600 meter throw or whatever, you know. I'm not sure if that's the exact number or whatever, but yeah, it's just a numbers game, but in reality it reduces the practicality of the torch. It's still perfectly fine, guys. Like, it still works, it still lights up a decent area. I just wish they'd go back to something like this, or make it an option if people want that. Certainly, you know, if you're out hunting or whatever, a spot beam on your headlamp could be handy, but I feel like you'd probably be using a bigger one than this. This is sort of more for close work, in my opinion. So that's one thing that I think could be improved. But having said that, there are certainly a number of good improvements in this little torch. The headband is such a huge part of any you know, head torch, and it's got to be good, or else you're not going to use the damn thing. But this is good. Anyway, guys, of course this is on sale at the moment. Check out the links down in the description to see how much you can save at the moment. Olight usually have a fairly hefty discount during their sales. Now, if you're not particularly after a head torch, if you want some other style of torch, something bigger or whatever, there will no doubt be a whole bunch of stuff on sale. And don't forget, you can also take 10% off any torch that isn't on sale with my code MVDBR10. And on that, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to Olight for supporting my channel. Catch us later. Now, another thing that's really cool about this headband strap is the little button on the bottom here that you press. Fuck's sake, Josh.